start spinning out and start going to make your friends your family. Again, this is because of the instability at home. Because of broken pieces.
Hi and welcome to our live Thursdays here at the Australian Institute of Music. My name's Andy, this is Jake, and we're going to be being your host this evening. We'd love to have you here with us. We've got some live audience. Give us a bit of a round of applause, live audience, so I know you're there. Hey. So we're very excited to be with you this evening, but before we start, I'd like to do an acknowledgement of country. We acknowledge and pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land in which our campuses stand, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and the Bunwurrung and the Woiwurrung peoples of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. Well, I'm excited tonight, Jake. This is going to be a lot of fun. What do we got? What's going on?
I'm thrilled, Andy. Tonight we are having one of our very first theme nights tonight. It's the Music Theatre night, and it's called Cabaret at a Distance, a night of music and cabaret. So I'm very excited for that one. So tell us a bit more about the event, Andy. Is this a live thing that's happening every Thursday?
Absolutely. So every Thursday we're going to be crossing live from the Sydney campus here at the Australian Institute of Music. We're going to be bringing you different acts. We've got some jazz, we've got some rock, we've got student takeover, some classical mixed in there, as Jake says, music theatre. And we're going to be doing this every Thursday. So make sure you're on the chat with us. We're going to be checking the chat as we go, doing shout-outs to all the people you're there with. And we're just really looking forward to you guys being a part of it. We're going to have some stuff from Melbourne coming in. And remember, if you're enjoying the stream from home and you fancy coming in, everything here is absolutely COVID compliant, and we'd love to have you join us here on campus. So if you're up for it, please do come and see us.
Absolutely, and it's a very special night tonight because we have both current students and alumni music theatre, which is very, very exciting. So should we start with our very first act?
I think so, Jake. Who we got?
We've got Miss Alexis Hutchinson. Give her a big round of applause.
Hi everyone, my name's Alexis. I'm super excited to be here tonight. So during lockdown, I decided to enter the wonderful world of online dating. Now, this was equal parts hilarious and terrifying. Here's why. I stick with real things, usually facts and figures. When information's in its place, I minimize the guessing game. Guess what? I don't like guessing games, or when I feel things before I know the feelings. How am I supposed to operate if I'm just tossed around by fate? Like on an unexpected date with a stranger who might talk too fast or ask me questions about myself before I've decided that he can ask me questions about myself. He might sit too close or call the waiter by his first name or eat Oreos, but eat the cookie before the cream. But what scares me the most, is what if when he sees me, what if he doesn't like it, what if he runs the other way and I can't hide from it? What happens then if when he knows me, he's only disappointed? What if I give myself away to only get it given back? I couldn't live with that. So I'm just fine inside my shell-shaped mind. This way I get the best view, so that when he sees me, I want him to. Look, I'm not defensive, I'm simply being cautious. I can't risk reckless dating due to my miscalculating. While a certain suitor stands in line, I've seen in movies, most made for television. You cannot be too careful when it comes to sharing your life. I could end up a miserable wife. He could be criminal, some sort of psychopath who escaped from an institution somewhere where they don't have girls. He could have masterminded some way to find me. He could be colorblind. How untrustworthy is that? He could be less than kind, or even worse, he could be very nice, have lovely eyes, and make me laugh, come out of hiding. What do I do with that? Oh God, what if when he sees me, I like him and he knows it? What if he opens up a door and I can't close it? What happens then if when he holds me, my heart is set in motion? I'm not prepared for that, I'm scared of breaking open, but still I to, who likes the way I am. Someone who, when he sees me, wants to again. The best part about online dating, specifically during COVID, that I've found, is that you don't actually have to meet up with these guys that you're talking to. You can just open up the app, get a few compliments, and call it a night. It's pretty great. But I do miss seeing people in person. I miss going out, having a few drinks, and I've got to admit, I do become a bit of a different person after I've had a few drinks. Who needs money? Not me. Who needs fortune or fame? I don't need a new career, a sympathetic ear, a name. All I need is room to play. Only want the game. Point me to the mic. I know what I like. Don't you wanna be the life of the party? Don't you wanna be the cream of the crop? This is where the jamboree never ends. Why not be counting friends instead of counting sheep? If you wanna join the heavenly choir, well, hurry up and get yourself in line, 'cause you could be the life of the party if you can pray with me. Who needs lovers? Not I. Who needs heaven above? Don't have time for things unsaid, for baking bread, for love. All I need is room to fight, hand in fisted glove. Point me to the sky. It's my turn to fly. Don't you wanna be the life of the party? Don't you wanna be the top of the heap? This is where the jamboree never ends. Why not be counting friends instead of counting sheep? If you wanna join the heavenly choir, hurry up and get yourself in line, 'cause don't you pass the life of the party until you pass the wine. Let the drinks pour, let the crowds roar, let the heavens wildly cheer, till the sunrise brings the goodbyes. I'll be here, never fear. Who's it gonna be? The life of the party. Who's it gonna be now? The king of the hill. Don't you wanna be there running the show until it's time to go or till it's time to kill? Don't you ever wanna be somebody to envy? Don't you wanna be loose and free? Well, you could be the life of the party if you were more like me. Yeah. Thank you.
Miss Alexis Hutchinson, give her another big round of applause.
Thank you.
Here she is. How was that?
Oh, it was good.
Oh, it was pretty bloody good.
Oh, thank you.
Look, we're going to do some cheeky interview segments throughout tonight. You're all welcome at home for this. We're going to start with some icebreaker questions. So, favourite pizza topping? Go.
Vegetables. I love a veggie pizza.
Ooh, veggie pizza. Nice, nice. What have you learnt from lockdown?
I've learned lots of things, but I think the best thing that I've learned is how to use iMovie and GarageBand.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
For assessments, obviously.
Yeah, for assessments.
What is the Netflix show you are binging at this point in time?
Schitt's Creek.
Oh, nice,
I love it.
nice.
I
Can
love
we
it.
get a big round of applause for some Schitt's Creek out there?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a banging show, that one. And final rapid question. What skills have you gained from online learning?
Self-taping, that's been the best one. We've learned how to self-tape because we have to film ourselves to submit for our assignments. So that's been the best thing that we've
Exactly.
learned.
Well, talk to us about your performance just then. I mean, what was the inspiration for the piece?
Well, I mean, the inspiration for that performance was my failed, I guess, online dating experiences during
on.
COVID.
So you're saying you're single, Alexis? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I guess
So
so.
anybody at home, comment in, maybe phone
That
numbers,
was
maybe
not the
dates,
point.
that maybe a cue there, maybe see how we go. How's it feel to be back on stage?
So good. It's been so long since we've had an audience too. So exciting. It's been
And
the best.
you're, what trimester are you in?
I'm in Try 9, which is my final trimester.
So we're up to recital try.
Yes, yeah,
Amazing.
full
Just
on.
for the people at home that don't know, what is a recital entail?
Our recital is a 20 to 25 minute music theatre piece where we write, direct, star in, this musical theatre piece, and we get to choose all our repertoire. Amazing. It's pretty exciting.
Well, I can't wait to see you shine in your recital.
Thank you.
Up next, we have some amazing performers. The next person we have is Eddie Langford. Please make him welcome.
Everything has its season, everything has its time. Show me a reason and I'll soon show you a rhyme. Cats fit on the windowsill, children fit in the snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in anywhere I go? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Every man has his daydreams, every man has his goal. People like the way dreams have of sticking to the soul. Don't you see I want my life to be something more than long? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. So many men seem destined to settle for something small, but I won't rest until I know I'll have it all. So don't ask where I'm going, just listen when I'm gone. And far away you'll hear me singing softly to the dawn. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. It's been a while being on stage, but it's great to be back. So that was Corner of the Sky from Pippin, and for my next song, I'll be doing one I actually did a while ago in my HSC, which seems ages ago now. So this is If I Could Tell Her from Dear Evan Hansen. He said, "There's nothing like your smile, sort of subtle and perfect and real." And he said, "You never knew how wonderful that smile could make someone feel." And he knew Whenever you get bored, you scribble stars on the cuffs of your jeans. And he noticed that you still fill out the quizzes that they put in those teen magazines. But he kept it all inside his head. What he saw, he left unsaid. And though he wanted to, he couldn't talk to you, he couldn't find a way. But he would always say, if I could tell her everything I see. If I could tell her how she's everything to me. But we're a million worlds apart. And I don't know how I would even start. If I could tell her, if I could tell her. He thought you looked really pretty. I mean, it looked pretty cool when you put indigo streaks in your hair. Nice save. And he wondered how you learned to dance like all the rest of the world isn't there. But he kept it all inside his head. What he saw, he left unsaid. If I could tell her everything I see. If I could tell her how she's everything to me. But we're a million worlds apart. And I don't know how I would even start. If I could tell her, if I could tell her. But what do you do when there's this great divide? And what do you do when the distance is too wide? And how do you say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But we're a million worlds apart. And I don't know how I would even start. If I could tell her, if I could tell her.
Hey! Another big round of applause, guys. How good was that? Hello. Welcome to the interview section. How are you?
Pretty good.
You're pretty good. What an amazing performance that was. Talk to us about it. What was the inspiration for the piece?
Well, that first song, I mean, I was in contemporary for my first 5 trimesters here.
Wow.
And then I changed to music theatre. I guess you could say I was looking for my corner of the sky.
Nice. So what was the shift?
Well, I feel like musical theatre just is more me, I guess. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, you can certainly tell it is more you. I think it was a knockout performance.
Thank you.
We're going to start with some rapid fire questions. So what's your favourite takeout?
Oh, I'd say Thai food.
Thai food?
Yeah.
What is the latest band you've been listening to?
Well, not really a band, more an artist, but I've been listening to an obsessive amount of Ben Platt.
Nice. Well, I mean, with Ben Platt as well. He's got some amazing shows on Netflix. Have you been binge watching those ones?
Oh yeah, I watched The Politician. That was good. Yeah.
Nice, well done. So let's get into the other questions that we've got here. I mean, how does it feel to be back on stage?
Oh, it feels amazing, though, like more scary than it used to be pre-COVID. So yeah.
No worries. What do you think is the best advice you can give going into the industry? Because you're going to be in the industry very soon.
Yeah. Well, Some advice. Oh, I don't think I really have any.
No advice yet? No advice yet. Well, hopefully we can learn that along the way. Absolutely. Well, next up we have an amazing young new vocalist. She's also a student here at AIM. Her name is Serena. Make her welcome.
Lately it seems I've lost inspiration. It feels like it's miles away. I sleep through the day, then cry through the nighttime. I'm caught in an empty space. It takes effort to fight. I don't have the strength. I'm holding on to what's still left of me. When the life you had planned slowly slips through your hands, when it feels like you just slept through all the best years of your life, when you can't find your way, when each day ends the same, when you've lost the fight inside of you, is there anything worth holding on to? It's hard to be strong when weakness is stronger. I'm a prisoner in my own skin. I'm not good on my own. I need to be cared for. Someone to help these days begin. There are dreams I've let die that I just pushed aside. I need to find out how to turn the dark back into light. When all warmth disappears, when it's been one of those years, when you're running from the truth because you're scared what you might find, when my heart's beyond repair, when you wake and no one's there, when your home consists of only you, is there anything worth holding on to? Maybe tomorrow my heart will reawaken and I can find what I've been searching for. But today I'm tired and I'm running out of strength. All I know is I can't live like this anymore. When you're so far from home, when you've lost all signs of hope, when you're searching for salvation, but it feels so far away, when the words have disappeared and the melody's unclear, when there's nothing left inside of you, is there anything worth holding on to? 'Cause I will still be holding on to everything worth holding on to. It's been a tough year for everyone. I mean, between fires and floods, and now living through a pandemic, it can be easy to lose sight of the good things in your life. I think this year, the biggest thing that it's taught me is to appreciate the little things. And with each day passing, whether it be good or bad, it's still a blessing. I lost my life and all its meaning, and so I locked myself away. away, putting my heart behind a wall. I couldn't feel it beat at all, but I'm feeling it today. Because the world keeps turning, and I guess it always will. I can choose to turn around, or I can choose to just stand still. Either way, nothing stops another day. I know I have to let go of a life I'll never know. Hard as it may be, I'm trying to understand instead. There's another life ahead. Because the tallest mountain cannot stop the smallest stream. Winter can't hold back the spring, no matter how dark it may seem. Come what may, nothing stops another day.
Well, hi, Serena. Thank you for joining us here for the interview section. How was that?
It was so much fun.
It sounded immense. That note in that last song, I think I'm still feeling it. I'm actually feeling this right now.
Thank you.
It's amazing work. So tell us a bit. So what have you been up to during the sort of the COVID times? Have you been checking out any mad Netflix or TV shows? What's your sort of main go-to at the moment?
I mean, I love to binge watch Stranger Things.
Ah, yes, very good.
Love that show. But yeah, just been singing at home as much as I can, doing what I can.
Absolutely. And so tell us a bit about those two songs. How did you come about picking those two songs? What was the motivation?
So when I first heard Anything Worth Holding On To, it kind of reminded me how in this pandemic time, like, it's hard to get motivation to do anything. You can't go out. It's just such a different life. And so that song really, like, spoke to me, and I felt like it really, fit that well.
You did a great job of bringing that kind of sense to it. It's a real truthful and honest performance, and I really
you.
felt it. So really, thank you so much for that. I really enjoyed it. We've got one more performance before we cut to our Melbourne section. So we're going to go over and listen to Zac now, everyone. Give it up for Zac.
I've been a student at AIM for a while now, you could say. It was about 4 years ago when I was doing my graduating recital that I decided to take a little bit of a break and focus on opportunities in the field. I've been very, very fortunate to have sort of jumped between productions ever since, right up until the pandemic. But no matter how far I delved from classic music theatre, I've always been thankful for the experience that AIM has helped me bring to other forms, be it Shakespeare or opera. But more than anything, I think I'm thankful for the relationships that I made here, and most of all, for my partner, who I've known ever since. That woman is gonna be a film star, I tell you, and she still manages to find time to come and support me and be my #1 fan at every single one of my shows. I think that everyone needs someone like her in their lives. And I love her so, I wouldn't trade her for gold. I'm walking on moonbeams. I was born with a silver spoon, and I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be free when you walk walking on moonbeams and sailing out to sea. Now if a door be closed and a row of homes start building, then tear your curtains down, for sunlight is like gold. And you better be you and do what you can do when you're walking on moonbeams and sailing out to sea. Now if your skin was soiled, how long do you think before they start digging? And if your life was gold, how long do you think you'd stay living? So I wouldn't trade her for gold. Honestly, without her, I wouldn't even be the same person. And I certainly wouldn't have achieved as much as I have since entering the industry. I mean, even now, at a time when, let's be honest, current events are making us really wonder how much time we can spend alone with just one other person in an apartment. She inspires me daily. And me coming back and finally getting the degree, I mean, that's a testament to the support that she gives me too. They say times are hard for dreamers, but they won't be hard for me. I've saved up everything I know to take that step beyond the lawn, keep walking till I see the station and then see it go. Inside the train beneath the mask, my mind is racing, not just back to school, but really back to life at last. Off the train at Central, half a minute to the door. This city's waking up for me. Reception says a room is vacant on the second floor, and suddenly I hold the key. I turn a lock, the room appears, and all it takes is one more step, and then I'm here, just me behind the door. It isn't what I have, it's only what I have in store that matters now, and I am not afraid. As everything I'll ever need appears, this is how my world gets made. They say times are hard for dreamers, and you're right, maybe they are. People seem stuck or lost at sea. And I might be a dreamer, but it's gotten me this far, and that is far enough for me. Look out my window, there's a view of other windows. It's like my own museum full of paintings I look through, where everything everything is clear. It isn't where I am, it's only where I go from here that matters now, and I am not afraid. As everything I'll ever need appears, this is how my world gets made.
Can we have a big round of applause for Zac?
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Zac. How was that being back on stage?
Oh, you know, it's been a little bit of a bit of a while, but it's been fun.
I think you did a really good job. Don't we think everyone so far has done an amazing job? Yes? It's just been an absolute pleasure. So tell us a bit about the songs that you chose there. How were those two songs put together?
They're both from fairly modern musicals. One's from Once and one is from Amelie. And I just thought that stylistically they both sort of fit together pretty well.
It felt like a very put together thing, man. And the narrative was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Vocals and the guitar as well. Talk about multi-talented. You can dance as well, I'm sure. You've got the whole...
Well, they tell me, but...
Forget triple threat, you can do all four. And listen, talking about people playing, can we have a big round of applause from here and at home for Dr. Paul Geddes, everybody? A little wave into the camera. Little wave into the Paul camera. Well, listen, it's been such a pleasure, and thank you, Zac, for joining us.
Thanks
Really
so much.
appreciate it. So it's been a pleasure to have you guys here this evening. We're going to do a little transfer. We're going to head down to Melbourne now. So I'd like to do a little transfer over, and I'm going to throw it to Sean. Sean, tell us about what you guys have been up to down in Melbourne.
Thanks, Andy. Hey, everyone, my name's Sean Hutton. I'm coming to you from Melbourne, and so is my friend and an AIM alumni, Sean Donoghue. Sean, you there?
I am here. How are you, friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alive.
I just want to talk about a few things pertaining to your musical, Bearded. You keen for it?
I am pretty ecstatic. I'm very stir crazy about it, to be honest. I'm really ready for it to happen.
Me too. Bring it on. I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to witness the magic. So I've actually got a few questions specific to the musical. So I want to know more about what's required in approaching or creating and writing a musical. So is it the libretto first? Do you create the characters first? Do you even write the music first? Like for you, what came first?
I think my way of how this kind of conceptualized was a little bit unconventional, I suppose. I'm a musician first, and a singer, a musician first, and so I kind of had all this music that I was writing anyway. I was just writing songs for myself, songs for other people, and there was kind of this selection of music that kept kind of like appearing out of my brain that was very music theatre, because I kind of grew up in that world, and then transitioned into the contemporary world, so I kind of just had all this music on the back burner that wasn't really appropriate for what I was doing. And so I kind of just decided one day to revisit that music. And then what happened for me anyway was that this story kind of just manifested out of these discarded lyrics and discarded melodies that I had. And so for me it was I had the sound of the musical first before I even had characters or a story. And so obviously, being the musician that I am, I'm not a playwright by any means, and I'm lucky enough to have some pretty awesome friends in that industry. So I rang out one of my best friends, Nick Waxman, and asked him if he would be keen to write a script based on a story that I had written and then the music that I had, and then he's just a genius. So he came back to me pretty immediately with something that I was really happy to start working on, and then from there we kind of just developed this story and fine-tuned these songs, and that's where we're at now.
For someone writing a musical, how important is it to reach out for help or lean on others, But do you feel it's easier to flesh out ideas by yourself, or is it sometimes easier to get others to help you, maybe a second pair of ears?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone's a little bit different, but I'm the type of person, and you know me well, that I I work really, really hard on my craft and try and perfect everything that I do, but I'm also super self-aware of like where my talents lie, and I'm not pretending to be something that I'm not. So I knew that I wasn't capable of writing a script that I was going to be proud of. So I was just I sought out the people who I think could benefit me the most, and then luckily for me, that turned out to be like a healthy relationship, and we could bounce off each other. But I think it is so important to reach out and hear other people's opinions on it, because you become stagnant. Like, you've read it so many times that you have no new ideas, but you're still not happy with it. And so a fresh set of eyes or a fresh set of ears can really absolutely change the course of what you're doing for the better.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you. Great answers, Sean. So briefly, how did you come up with the concept? Like, where did the concept start?
You know what? Like, it kind of developed. I don't think it definitely wasn't what it is now when I first started. The songs that I had written were pretty much, they were just kind of like discarded, like love songs, discarded breakup songs. And then obviously you can't make an entire musical out of love songs and breakup songs. It would not be that interesting. And so what kind of happened is, I think it just emerged out of, I had this one particular song that was really quite personal, I suppose. And so it kind of developed, it began, as an autobiographical thing. It kind of started with my experiences of being gay in the 21st century. And then I started incorporating other people's experiences, friends of mine, and then, changed all the names. And now it's kind of like this hybrid of different queer experiences in the 21st century, which was absolutely not where I was starting this musical, but the sound kind of just lent it in that direction. And now I kind of like have this affinity to the characters that I've written in a really personal level, which I never thought I would have. So in a way, it's like, it does kind of feel like an album that I've written, because it is almost like my voice, even though it's not through my name. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Well, that's awesome. What are, maybe you might find one or two unexpected moments that have come out of creating this show?
Yeah, for sure. I really think that in the first year or so of creating this show, it did really feel like just kind of like a project that I had in secret, and no one really knew about it. I was still well and truly in the contemporary world, and it was kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine. And so I didn't have anything that, like, I wasn't invested in it in the way that I am now. And so what I did is I applied for this residency program with the Australian Music Theatre Festival, and I got it. And I think that was kind of the biggest unexpected moment, and it kind of catapulted my investment in the show. I was just so shocked at the reception and that I had from people who are professionals in the industry. And then I had a reading with some of Australia's best theatre professionals online, and it was just such a surreal experience to have these people provide honest, critical feedback that was actually really, really positive. And so I think I've just been, that's been the most unexpected thing. Just having reception from people who I admire and respect and never even thought would ever have an association with this show or me.
All right, Sean, and to wrap this little interview up, what would you say, or what is a tip that you could give? And I just want one tip, okay? Don't want to drag this out. What's one tip you could give to anyone looking at writing or creating or working on their own musical?
Believe in what you're creating, and believe in yourself creating it. I think that's the most important. The thing that I found when I read this back is just how much I believe in these characters, and I'm invested in their story. And I think that's the most important thing, because if you're not invested, then no one else is going to be.
That's a good answer. Good tip. Thank you so much for the interview, Sean. Beautiful. Love catching up with you. Now, before we let go of you, I'm just wondering, would you be keen on showing us a song maybe?
Absolutely, friend. I would love to. Let me just get set up first.
Yeah, awesome. So you get set up, and I'll just keep chatting over here, okay? So while Sean sets up, everyone, I just want to talk to you about kind of what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. So every Thursday, these live streams happen. Next week, I'm going to be talking to a dear favorite of mine and a colleague of AIM, Josh Kyle. He is an incredible artist, an incredible musician, like ridiculous musician. And I'm going to talk to him about jazz, his approach, some of his projects, and it's going to be awesome. Now, Sean, are you ready in there?
You know, I'm always ready, friend. This is Paralyzed from my musical Bearded.
I dream in color, but I speak in black and white. Yes or no, right or wrong, I don't need a reason why. So now you come into my life, trying to open up my eyes, and I'm paralyzed, but I wanna ride. And there you go again, going 100 round the bends. You're trying to seek a thrill, you're trying to live out on the edge. It's times like this I wish I wasn't so inside my head, but I'm paralyzed. Think I'm gonna die. I'm not sure that I'm ready to explore all these feelings I feel down in my core. It's just easier to make believe a life for me that doesn't have me questioning, is this what I'm supposed to be? So take a breath and just relax your mind. I can feel your heart beating at 100 miles. I know it's hard to believe that the end is worth the fight, but you've so much more to give when you live the life you're meant to live. I'm not one to turn my back and just ignore everything that I've been told before, but you make me feel alive. I can't stop looking in your eyes. I've never felt so bold. You make me wanna lose control. Lose control. I don't wanna live a lie. I just wanna relish in the feeling. I understand it's safe to hide, that everything it happens for a reason. But why, for my whole life, have I felt this constant contradiction? Well, now my heart and mind have aligned. Nothing's ever felt so right. I never thought I'd sacrifice my fraudulent yet perfect imitation, but now's the time, tonight's the night, or for the boy without the invitation. I'm not afraid to ride the free fall. I'm just afraid to reach the ground floor. I'm paralyzed, but I have to ride. I'm about to lose control. Thank you very much.
Man, you are good. Thanks, Sean. Thank you so much for today. Thank you for the interview and thank you for that beautiful, beautiful performance. So that's Sean Donahue, everyone. Okay, find him on social media. He's got a Facebook, he's got Instagram, of course. Go hunt him down. And now I'm going to cut to Josh, I think. Josh Kyle, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Josh Kyle here from Melbourne. Next up, we're going to hear from a really awesome young vocalist, Stacey Alexander, with her take on the Oasis classic, Wonderwall.
The day that we're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. And there are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. 'Cause baby, you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Wonderwall. Today was gonna be the day that we'd never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead us there are blinding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. And there are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. 'Cause maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after
Hey guys. How you doing?
With his Studio 10.
Oh, mate, sounds amazing in here.
Wow. That's a lot of knobs and faders, mate. What that's
I'm digging the hair, Nick. I mean, last time we saw you pre-COVID, I mean, we had no hair. What's happened here? We've grown it.
Yeah, it's just sort of just falling out, really. Just falling out of my head. Can't help it.
Well, look, tell us a bit about what's happening tonight, because obviously, as Santa likes to say, we are 2 floors up and a building across, and we are sending you data via Dante. And what are you doing with it once it gets down to you?
Well, I'm just doing a bit of a mix of it, really, and then streaming it to you guys, which then gets broadcast. So I'm just making it sound as beautiful as I can. I mean, we've got some great performers, so there's not a lot to do, really. Just have to push some faders up and hope for the best.
And how does it all work, Nick? I mean, does it go into the desk, the SLR, or how does it work?
Jeez, you put me on the spot here. It's a very complicated setup. There's a lot of stuff happening, lots of wheels, lots of cogs. We've got audio streaming from you guys on the stage, which is coming to me, and then I'm sending it back to you guys, and then it's being streamed over the interwebs.
Wow,
that's
that is
it in a
science.
nutshell, more or less.
Absolute science. Well, I think you're doing a great job. I think everyone at home would agree you're doing a great job. I think everyone here, can we get another round of applause for the wonderful tech team and what they do. Thank you, Nick. Carry on the excellent work. You've done very well. Nick will get back to it. He doesn't actually go home. He sleeps under the desk there. So Nick, probably in about an hour or so time, the lights will get turned off. It'll be Nick's bedtime. Nick will have a bit of a snooze under the SS. It's quite warm. It's analog, which is nice. Lots of diodes and whiz-bang. But now we're able to bed. So, you know, if you're looking for someone to camp as well, everyone at home, SSL always available at a very nominal fee for you. I think it's time to get back to some singing. Jake, what do you think?
We're going to throw to our very first alumni for this evening. Her name is Madeline.
So I think I can speak for most of us in the room and online at home that quarantine has given us all some new hobbies. Yes? Cool. So mine has been learning all about astrology and learning all about my star sign and my alignments and whatnot. I'm a Libra. Kind of makes a lot of sense, yeah. And I've always known that I've had lots of Libran tendencies, but never to a fault like I do now. So I'm willing to go out on a whim and call myself the world's most indecisive person. I cannot make decisions. So as the world's most indecisive person, here's a list of some things that terrify me. 1, Netflix. There is just too much to choose from. And on more than one occasion, I have spent the entire length of a movie picking a movie in the first place. 2, A3 size menus. What's that about? 3, when you're out at dinner with a group of your friends and the waiter comes over to your table and he's like, are you ready to order? And they all say yes. And you're sitting there like, no. And you have to wait until they've gone around and you have to quickly make your decision. It's very stressful. Anyway, so along with those terrifying things, there's some basic things that are still pretty scary for us indecisive people. One of those is deciding yes from no, do from don't, and right from wrong. Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. It isn't right. Don't. It isn't nice. Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. Skate on the ice. Don't walk on the grass. Don't disturb the peace. Well, I say maybe. I say, walk on the grass if you want, but if you don't want to, then that's totally fine too. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's your decision, so I'm just gonna... I say sail, tilt at the windmill, and if you fail, you fail. Everybody says don't, everybody says don't, everybody says don't get out of line. When they say that, then, lady, that's a sign. 9 times out of 10, lady, you're doing just fine. Make just a ripple,
Come on, be brave. This time a ripple, next time a wave. Sometimes you have to start small, climbing the tiniest wall. Maybe you're going to fall, but it's better than not starting at all. Everybody says no, stop, mustn't rock the boat, mustn't touch nothing. Everybody says don't, everybody says wait, everybody says can't upset the cart, can't upset that thing, can't laugh at the king. Well, I say try, I say laugh at the kings or they'll make you cry, lose your poise, fall if you have to, but lady, make a noise. Everybody says don't, everybody says can't, everybody says wait around for miracles. That's the way the world is made. I insist on miracles. If you do them, miracles, nothing to them. I say don't be afraid. So once I had labeled myself as the world's most indecisive person, I decided that I would do a quick Google search and find out what that meant was wrong with me, and thus send myself into a spiral of existential dread. So while I was researching, I found out that indecisive people quite often are indecisive because they don't have a gut instinct to rely or depend upon. They rely solely on the power of hindsight to decide right from wrong. And it makes a lot of sense for me because, yes, although there has been many times that I've watched a movie and wished I had just watched Mean Girls for the 300th time, or I had gone somewhere new out to eat and ordered the wrong thing and regretted not picking the right thing, as Stephen Sondheim just said, sometimes you're going to fall, but that's better than not starting at all. I met a man without a dollar to his name, who had no traits of any value but his smile. I met a man who had no yearn or claim to fame, who was content to let life pass him for a while. And I was sure that all I'd ever wanted was a life like the movie stars led. And he kissed me right here and he said, I'll give you stars and the moon and a soul to guide you and a promise I'll never go. I'll give you hope to bring out all the life inside you and the strength that'll help you grow. I'll give you truth and a future that's 20 times better than any Hollywood plot. And I thought, you know, I'd rather have a yacht. I met a man who lived his life out on the road, who left a wife and kids in Portland on a whim. I met a man whose fire and passion always showed, who asked if I could spare a week to ride with him. And I was sure that all I'd ever wanted was a life that was scripted and planned. And he said, but you don't understand. I'll give you stars and the moon and the open highway and a river beneath your feet. I'll give you days full of dreams if you travel my way and a summer you can't repeat. I'll give you nights full of passion and days of adventure. No strings, just warm summer rain. And I thought, you know, I'd rather have champagne. I met a man who had a fortune in the bank, who had retired at age 30, set for life.
met a man and didn't know which star to thank. And then he asked one day if I would be his wife. And I looked up and all I could think of was the life I had dreamt I would live. So I said to him, what will you give? I'll give you cars and a townhouse in Turtle Bay and a fur and a diamond ring. And we'll be married in Spain on my yacht today, and then we'll honeymoon in Beijing. And you'll meet stars at the parties I throw in my villa in Nice and Paris in June. And I thought, okay. And I took a breath and I got my yacht. And the years went by, and it never changed, and it never grew. And I woke one day, and I looked around, and I thought, my God, I'll never have the moon.
Applause going, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Thanks.
That was amazing.
Thank you so much.
Now, I will have to make a correction. It is Maddie, not Madeline. My apologies for that one. Madison, excuse me. Wow.
It's fine.
Going well tonight, aren't we? Absolutely. So talk to us about your performance.
Yeah, it was good. It feels super weird to be like performing in front of people again and getting the reaction live from people.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Tell us about the inspiration for the piece.
I couldn't pick what to sing. And I was at lunch with my best friend and I was like, these are all my ideas. And he was like, just go with the one about being indecisive because it makes the most sense. So yeah.
I love it. Now, being indecisive, I mean, I know you obviously.
Yes.
Because you started an amazing theatre company last year.
Yeah.
Which, talk to us a little bit about it. It was called Reprise.
Yeah, so Reprise Theatre Co. is one of mine and Zac Goldfinch's baby. It's to follow along from Exclaim, which we used to have here at AIM a long time ago. We basically just wanted to create another opportunity for people to perform and people to get together and collaborate.
Nice. Yeah. Which I'm sure will be hitting our stages soon after COVID. Absolutely.
Yes.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Any hints, any ideas for the next?
We had 2 shows planned this year, but obviously circumstances change, and it's been really, really hard hit for the people in Sydney who own theatres. One of the theatres that we had booked unfortunately closed down, so that was really hard. But we just want to get performing as soon as we can and as safely as we can as well.
Very soon, I'm sure.
Yes.
I'm sure so COVID will move right along.
Goodbye.
Moving right along now, we have another alumni. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Olivier.
What did I miss? What did I miss? Virginia, my home, sweet home, I want to give you a kiss. I've been to Paris meeting lots of different ladies. I guess I basically missed the late 80s. I traveled the wide, wide world and came back to this. There's a letter on my desk from the president. Haven't even put my bags down yet. Sally BLM, darling, won't you open it? It says the president's assembling a cabinet and that I gotta be the Secretary of State. Great, that I'm already set and approved. I just got home and now I'm headed up to New York. Looking at the rolling fields, I can't believe that we are free. Ready to face whatever's awaiting me in NYC. But who's waiting for me when I step in the place? My friend James Madison's red in the face. He grabs my arm and I respond, what's going on? Oh, what did I miss? Ooh, what did I miss? Head first into a political abyss. I've been in cabinet meeting lots of different ladies. I guess I basically missed the late 80s. Yeah, I did. Time Thomas Jefferson's coming home. Paul's got my back. Thomas Jefferson's coming home. Oh, what did I miss? Paul has my back. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul. King. So, earlier this year, I was in Japan, and I came back to this circumstance, to lockdown. 2020, it's been real, it's been cute. Hasn't been real cute, but that's okay. I was actually with my grandfather last week, and we were discussing what 2020 is, what the lesson in all of this is, and I think it has really proven to us that we are all so lucky and so blessed. Even if you're sitting in this room right now, we are so fortunate and so lucky. And my grandfather was showing me this photo of me as a toddler. I was a little boy, and I was looking at this photo and I was thinking, I don't know what the emotion, I can't articulate what it was, but it was more than just nostalgia. It was like this overwhelming feeling to just be great, be really kind, that youthful innocence that we possess and that unwavering kindness. I think that's still in us, and I think we not only need to identify that, but choose that in life. Thanks, Paul. I stare at my reflection in the mirror. Why am I doing this to myself? Losing my mind on a tiny error. I nearly left the real me on the shelf. No, 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 no. Don't lose who you are in the blur of the stars. Seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes it's hard to follow your heart, but tears don't mean you're losing. Everybody's bruising. Just be true to who you are. Brushing my hair, do I look perfect? I forgot what to do to fit the mold. The more I try, the less it's working. 'Cause everything inside me screams, no, 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 no. Don't lose who you are in the blur of the stars. Seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes it's hard to follow your heart, but tears don't mean you're losing. Everybody's bruising. Just be true to who you are. Yes, nosy goes, fake shows like whoa. Just go and leave me alone. Real talk, real life, good love, good night with a smile. That's my home. That's my home. Don't lose who you are in the blur of the stars. Seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. It's okay not to be okay. sometimes it's hard to follow your heart. Tears don't mean you're losing, everybody's bruising. Just be true to who you are.
Oh, Ollie, thank you so much. What an amazing performance. Come join me over here on the couch.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful choice of songs
Thank you,
and
thank you.
wonderfully executed. Thank you so much for your performance this evening.
Thank you so much.
So what have you been up to during the COVID nonsense? Tell us a bit about what you've been doing.
COVID. Okay, well, actually, I started my own business.
Oh!
Olivia Singing Studio. If you want some lessons, hit me up.
Down the barrel, let's do that
how's
again.
It going? Hi, how's it going? I know my staff. Beth Daly is my queen, so I teach that. So let's go. Hire me.
You heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen, right there. So hit up Ollie. All of your singing requirements taken care of by him. So what have you sort of found? Have you sort of found yourself creating more, writing more? What has sort of been your inspiration through this time?
Through this time, I've actually had a new inspiration, and that is stand-up comedy, which I'm obsessed with now. And
I love stand-up comedy.
I'm obsessed. I can't. I'm definitely considering going into that more now, to be honest with you.
Oh my God.
I love it so much.
That's amazing. Okay, so we'll talk about this off camera very soon because we've got lots of things we need to talk about now because we'll do stand-up comedy together. I can't wait. I think that's going to be excellent. Let's put a troupe together. A little duo act.
Done. Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's go.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, Ollie, big round of applause for Ollie from everyone here if you can and everyone at home.
Thank you.
And keep the applause going because Kelly Goddard's going to take us home this evening. Everyone, big round of applause for Kelly.
Chapter 1 of Shut Up, Stop Whining and Get a Life. Do you feel like a failure in life, in your career, in your relationships? Are you usually critical of what you see in the mirror? Do you drink alcohol to feel more confident in social situations? If you have answered yes to any of these questions, chances are you are in the pursuit of happiness. Happiness is possible, but there will be distractions along the way. You can change your life. Step 1, assess your current drift. I feel groggy and weary and tragic, punchy and bleary and fresh out of magic, but alive, but alive, but alive. I feel twitchy and witchy and manic, calm and collected and choking with panic, but alive, but alive, but alive. I'm 1,000 different people, every single one is real. I 1,000,000 different feelings, okay, but at least I feel. And I feel rotten yet covered with roses, younger than springtime and older than Moses, but alive, but alive, but alive. I feel wicked and wacky and mellow, firm as Gibraltar and shake as Jello, but alive, but alive, but alive. I feel half Tijuana, half Boston, partly Jane Fonda and partly Jane Austen, but alive, that's the thing, but alive. This kaleidoscope of feelings whirls around inside my brain. I admit I'm slightly cuckoo, but it's dull to be too sane. And I feel brilliant and fresh and bombastic, limp as a puppet and simply fantastic, frisky as a lamb, crazy as a clam, crazy but I am alive. Well, my New Year's resolution was this. Do what makes you happy. Too bad that I didn't account for a global pandemic in my 2020 calendar.
Sometimes you're happy and sometimes you're sad, but the world goes around. Sometimes you lose every nickel you had, but the world goes around. Sometimes your dreams get broken to pieces, but that don't matter at all. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a fall and a spring. Sometimes a friend starts treating you bad, but the world goes around. And sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses and somebody wins, and one day it's kicks, then it's kicks in the shins. But the planet spins and the world goes around. My beautiful South Coast wedding. The world goes around. $10,000 in flight center credit. The world goes around. Sometimes your dreams get broken to pieces, but that don't matter at all. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a spring, and a fall. And sometimes a friend starts treating you bad, but the world goes around. And sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses and somebody wins, and one day it's kicks, then it's kicks in the shins. But the planet spins and the world goes round and around and round and around and round. The world goes round and around and round and around. Regrets collect like old friends, here to relive your darkest moments. I can see no way, I can see no way, and all of your goals come out to play, and every demon wants his pound of flesh. But I like to keep some things to myself. I like to keep my issues strong. It's always darkest before the dawn, and I've been a fool and I've been blind. I can never leave the past behind. I can see no way, I can see no way. I'm always dragging that horse around. Our love is past, it's such a mournful sound. Tonight I'm gonna bury that horse in the ground, 'cause I like to keep my issues strong. It's always darkest before the dawn. And I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. So here's to drinks in the dark at the end of my road. And I'm ready to suffer, I'm ready to hold. It's a a shot in the dark and right in my throat. Who's looking for heaven for the devil in me? Looking for heaven for the devil in me. But what the hell? I'm gonna let it happen to me. And it's hard to dance with the devil on your back, so shake him off. Whoa. And it's hard to dance with the devil on your back, so shake him off.
How amazing was that? Kelly, come on, guys! Woo! How amazing, Kelly.
Thanks, Jake.
Talk to me about what the process was like for that piece. I mean, I have seen it before.
Yes.
It's obviously part of your beautiful one-woman cabaret called...
Smart Girls Guide.
There it is, there it is.
Yep.
Talk to us about it.
So that whole show is about my journey of mental health, and I basically go through being a teenager into being the woman I am today, with much further to go. But yes, it's all about it's anxiety and depression and how we deal with our mental health.
Amazing, amazing. I'm sure we've all been there. I mean, during COVID, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Absolutely there is. So we will all be performing up on stage soon, and this is the perfect opportunity to do it. So I'm so thrilled that you accepted the offer to come and sing. Tell us what your 2021 is going to look like.
Well, my 2021, I'm finally getting married, because yes, it's very true, I didn't have my wedding.
Big round of applause.
COVID. So finally we'll get married, which fingers crossed that actually does happen. Yep, and so... And we're looking at just being an adult and learning all about myself, and possibly I'm really hoping to get this show back on, and and
absolutely, because we all need to see the show. If you haven't already, you have to go and see Kelly perform Smart Girl Guides. It is probably one of the best pieces of theatre I've seen in a very long time. So another huge round of applause for Kelly, and thank you so much for popping on tonight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Can we also get another huge round of applause for Paul Geddes on the keys? And of course, we couldn't do it tonight without my sidekick, I should say, Mr. Randy.
Oh, I'm the sidekick. We talked about this.
Yeah, you're welcome, my friend.
Unbelievable. You come on stage last, and this is what you get, everybody. Listen, we've had a great time. You've had a great time.
Absolutely,
I've had a great... Have you guys had a great time? We hope you guys have had a great time at home. Next week, we're going to have Greg Coffin, the Julian Goff, Nick Sassi, and one of our alumni, Simon Kong, doing an incredible jazz quartet. We're really, really looking forward to that. So be sure to tune in. Thank you so much to Sean down in Melbourne for putting that wicked video package together. Sean Donahue, also to Josh Kyle, Stacey Alexander, all of your guys putting stuff in from Melbourne. If you want to contribute down in Melbourne, please send us some videos. We want to have you guys part of what we're doing. We want to celebrate what you're doing here with us on stage. Can I also get a big round of applause for our tech team over here, guys, all the way at home. Thank you to Sandon and the team. Absolutely sterling effort. I think there's nothing... How do you feel?
Another huge round of applause, I think, needs to go to the performers tonight. How incredible were they?
Big round of applause for all the people that sang and
I
came
hope you
through.
guys enjoyed it at home. We could see all your beautiful comments in the chat box, so keep them coming.
I think that's right. There's something to be said. All the stuff that you guys are putting in the chat, it's just lovely to see you guys contributing. So please continue to put that stuff in there. It's lovely to hear from you. And if you have anything you want to add, if you want to come along, remember we've got 80 seats here. You guys can come and be a part of it. So if you're in Sydney and you'd love to be here for the show, please register for it on the Eventbrite link that goes out every week, and you can come along and enjoy the show here. Otherwise, I'd like to thank... Big round of applause for Jake as well for sticking here tonight.
Thank you. A huge round of applause for Andy Walton.
We'll see you guys next Thursday. Have a great week. Enjoy your weekend. Cheers, guys. Live here at AIM on Thursdays. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night.